Shabuzi, Kambuzi, Alhamdulillah, Kambuzi. Gambino, Cappuccino, Trambolino. Back at it. Back at it. Made the business decision while I was riding home that from now on, I will keep doing the daily uploads of the video. If I'm on a trip or something, fuck no, unless I have time or whatever. Bro, before I start the episode, actually, my throat's killing me. And I pray to God this is not some random ass sickness creeping up on me. Okay? Because if it is, I'm going to be a little bit pissed. Can't lie to y'all. Because I know you guys know what I mean. Like this little... I hope this was some fucking guillotine in Jiu-Jitsu today, man. Hopefully. Because it's hurting like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucker. I need to take an anti-inflammatory when I get home. But yeah, made the business decision. I'm gonna start doing another weekly episode of the English podcast that I will, for those of you who are watching this episode, you will know that I will be recycling topics from my Portuguese podcast to do the English one. So I have like 64 episodes. I have 64 episodes worth of content at least to do the English show. So a lot of clips will be coming out, which is what I want more, like to be consistent at posting these clips on my English account. So yeah, excited for that. I'll record it tomorrow. Today I did the Portuguese one. I edited everything and I uploaded everything. I do need to upload the Instagram things when I get home because I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I just had to do a couple of things. So yeah, tomorrow I will be doing that. I think from now on, Mondays will be exclusively for podcast activities. And all the other days will be for writing material and whatnot. Not this podcast that we're doing today. Because I haven't been writing. I've been writing on stage. But I think that's kind of bullshit. I've been writing on stage. I've been going up on stage with my random ass topics and just riffing on them. I've found a couple of funny little angles and funny little jokes, but at the same time I'm like, ugh, you know, because I want to get down to the nitty gritty things of stand-up, which is writing. It's looking at a fucking premise and finding the joke in it. For example, the bunk bed joke. I still haven't found the fucking joke on it, so that annoys me. I think I gotta get back to doing the 5 one-liners per day, sort of shamboozle that I was doing for a while. I do need to open the windows because it's getting a little warm in this biatch. But yeah, so yeah, those are the important things that we need to keep in mind. So let's keep this going. Let's keep this flowing. What's on the menu today? Let me... You know what I'm thinking? Okay, I think this... Okay. Do you guys remember when we were kids? So I'm from the 2000s. So I was born in 2000. On the year 2000. I still remember eating insects being this big conspiracy theory for our future, because we were not gonna have enough food for people in the next fucking 5 years, and everyone was like, oh my god, we're gonna be eating insects, oh my fucking god, well, I can't fucking eat cockroaches, I can't eat mosquitoes, no. Well, look at us fucking now. I just came from an all-you-can-eat picanha spot. I don't know. I think we're doing pretty fucking well, if you ask me. But back in the day, I think, for example, nowadays, do you guys remember also, when we were kids, finding aliens and finding life on other planets was this big fucking thing, right? But nowadays, I feel like we can very well confirm that there is life on the other planets and on other planets. There's definitely life somewhere in the universe. It might not be as evolved as us. I don't believe in that. Just keeping you aliens in check, guys. If we ever meet up, let's fucking go. I've always been on your sides. Let's fucking go, man. The human species, like, I've always been on the alien side. Let's fucking go. But yeah, I feel like nowadays we don't give a fuck about aliens unless they look like us. You know what I mean? Like, if I say to someone, bro, they just found life on Mars. They found these little fucking cells, these little microorganisms. Everybody's gonna be like, shit, I don't give a fuck. If the alien doesn't look like my next door neighbor, fucking, I don't keep looking, keep searching, because that's not moving my day. I'm not moving my schedule over that. You know what I mean? I'm not changing my schedule over those news. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about no alien microorganism alien. Who gives a fuck? Does it have a brain? Can it give head? Is what we're asking. Can this alien give head? But yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like aliens back in the day had a lot more aura. Like the United States of America have leaked so much information regarding aliens that I think people have become desensitized. Desensitized? Is this a word? I feel like people are used to hearing a lot of this alien talk nowadays and knowing that it's actually true and that it doesn't fucking matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, the aliens do exist. The aliens were here. The aliens have been here. Question now is for what and how did they look? But I'm not that curious on how do they look, because I think they're gonna be cool people. I don't think the aliens will ever be evil. Do you guys think the aliens would ever be evil? I don't think so. Think that if you are as evolved as we think aliens actually are, there's no way you're evil. You have gotten rid of evil. Do you know what I mean? I feel like aliens will probably be just the finest of the finest of their species. Does this make sense to you guys? Because, for example, the human species is probably... Would we say the human species is the kindest species on Earth? Maybe. Maybe. I think we might be, but because I think animals in general just work as animals. We are definitely animals to our core, but I think we've evolved to the point of having some sort of mechanisms and sort of brain functions that make us think about the things that we're doing, while animals don't particularly think about what they're doing. They just do. Does this make sense? There are definitely animals that do things, that think about the things that they're doing, but I think at the end of the day, most animals, but don't get me fucking wrong, there are a lot of fucking bad humans out there, a lot of bad humans, and most of these bad humans are humans that cannot control their impulses, so they act like animals. Does this make sense? I feel like that's what puts us above the other species, right? It's the fact that we can think and act on our thoughts, right? We can decide what's right and wrong, while animals in generally speaking, can't really do that, I think. I think animals in general probably just act most of the times. Bro, my throat is killing me. Jesus. Holy shit. Bro, I'm praying to God this is not no sickness creeping up on me, man. But again, I think that's sort of what separates us the most between animals and humans. Us humans and animals in general. Yeah, that's interesting. Are we? Because again, at the same time, I think we are the kindest species on Earth, but at the same time, I think we are the most evil species. This word annoys me. I think we're the kindest species on Earth, but we are also the most evil species on Earth, because at the same time as we can act on these feelings and we have thoughts and we act on these thoughts, we can also be extremely selfish and just do things that make absolutely no sense in general to like to the benefit of society, to the benefit of other people. We can be extremely selfish and act a lot on what we just want or what we think is best for us, that being in the detriment of like billions of people. Look at these big corporations, look at climate change, I think climate change is the best argument as why we are probably the most evil species on Earth. Climate change doesn't make sense. We all know it shouldn't be happening. We all know it can be controlled, but yet the greed, I think we are also like a very greedy species, right? I don't see all the other species are also greedy, but they're greedy for food, they're greedy for territory. We are greedy for money. We are not greedy because we want to become better or we are greedy for status, we are greedy for money. Notice how no one is greedy about health. You know what I mean? Notice how no one is greedy about things that you should be greedy. Time. You should be very greedy about your time. You shouldn't be greedy about fucking wealth, man. Who gives a fuck? I think you eventually reach some sort of wealth that is like, I'm okay. I don't need more. You know what I mean? Does this make sense, guys? For example, I don't want to get into this billionaire debate, but I don't think being a billionaire should be a thing. Like you don't even have that money. That money isn't even a thing. You know what I mean? Like you could do so much, you could do so good with all that money. You could fix so many problems that eventually, I'm not the type of person to tell you what to do with your money at all. But eventually, I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like there are some types of wealth that don't make sense. It's just pure greed. Like, what's 2 billion? You already have 1 billion. What's 2 billion? Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you have like $500 million, it's like, okay, sure, that's generational wealth. You're set. Your entire lineage is set. You know? That doesn't bother me. There are types of wealth that don't bother me. Like generational wealth doesn't bother me. What bothers me is people just continuing to build on that wealth instead of being like, okay, we don't need more than this. This is okay. Let's just help people. Does this make sense? I think that's at least that's what I would do. I don't see myself as the sort of person that would reach a certain point of health. I don't care about status or anything like that, but I think that I would reach a certain point of wealth that I'm like, why? It's not like I can buy something. It's not like I can do something that you can. For example, like there's nothing Elon Musk can do that like the owner of Walmart can't do. The owner of Massimo Dutti can't do. Does this make sense? Like obviously there are things he can do, but on a material level, there's nothing these two people cannot do. Do you know what I mean? Like you reach a certain point in wealth that it's completely pointless to keep making more money. I know the rich get richer, and I'm not really an anti-rich person or an anti-capitalism guy or anything like that. I'm just sort of like, I don't know, man. Don't get it twisted. Like, I hope I can make a shit ton of money in my life. Probably not, obviously, but I'd love to. But at a certain point, I'm like, I don't know what that number is. I think the problem is when you get rich, you're trying to get richer every single time. You're trying to become more rich every single time. You know what I mean? So it's probably like these it's probably like a snowball effect sort of thing. But eventually, at a point, you have to think. You have to look at yourself and think like, "Godly, this is just a number at this point. This is not even a thing." Like, what's the like 1,000? Is 1,000 million a billion? Let me make sure of that. I don't even know. Is 1,000? Okay, yes, 1,000 million. Okay, I was right. But like, I don't know, 500 million. 500 million itself looks like a shit ton of money. Is 500 million generational wealth? I think as soon as you get to generational wealth, you're good, man. Do you know what I mean? Like a billion just sounds like so much money that, first of all, that money doesn't even exist. That's not even a thing. Like I look at a million. A million isn't much money. I know this sounds bad. I've never seen $1,000,000 in my. I've never seen $100,000 in my life, but like a million doesn't sound like much, you know. In the aspect of like being rich, like if you have $1,000,000, I don't consider yourself particularly rich or a millionaire. Obviously, you've made $1,000,000, but for example, if you have made $1,000,000 from a business, that's gonna scale up. I don't know. This is a really tough thing to discuss because I think the greediness is what is the biggest. Like, look at every single, like, not great, but every big, like, every person who has done something very crazy in human history. That being, for example, Alexander the Great. For example, Hitler, Napoleon Bonaparte, like all these people had this thing in common, which was like they didn't know when to stop. And this thing of not knowing when to stop cannot be something that just happens. Like, this is something that's inherited to us, in us. This is something that's built in us. Like, we never know when to stop. We want everything. Like Hitler, for example, he almost had Europe in its entirety. He didn't have England or Portugal. I don't know if he had Spain, but I don't know. I don't think he did have Spain. He had everything, but as soon as he got to Russia, that was his. Oh, I'm sorry. Russia was his big demise. Eventually you have to look at around you and say, Hitler isn't the best fucking example, but look at Alexander the Great. He eventually reached India or Pakistan or something, and he knew he couldn't continue, or but I think he would have. Look at Hitler, like he would have conquered Russia if he could, and he would have gone and turned his eyes into the fucking Americas and the entirety of Africa. He just wouldn't know where to stop. And even when he had the entire planet, assuming that he had the entire planet under his control, I'm being completely honest here. I think he would try to go to the moon. Dead ass. I think he would go to the moon. Because like greediness is what kills us. Greediness is being greedy is the worst and selfish. Being a greedy, selfish person are the worst traits you can have as a human being. This is what's gonna be our demise. Like, look at the nuclear bomb. That was the greediness, the most greedy, selfish thing Oppenheimer ever did. Like, you watch the movie, this guy was a fucking bozo. Oh, I built the atomic bomb. No, what did I do? Yes, bro, of course. What the fuck did you do? You know what I mean? And these people act like fools, act like, oh, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had no idea. What the fuck would you expect people to use this for? Are we really doing this? But anyways, it's late. I'm tired. My throat is killing me, fellas. But yeah, I'm gonna take a rest. Sorry for this episode. It wasn't great. I'm in a lot of pain. Like my arm is killing me. I have a tendon here which is bugging me. I have a tendon here which is super inflamed. I think I had tendonitis here on a tendon. I've had it for a couple of weeks. Like last year, it stopped. But again, this is... I did this with my hand. I passed my finger. I scroll my fingers through the tendon. It hurts so fucking much. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you did watch, if you didn't, that's fine. Eventually, you'll all watch because takeover is here, fellas. Takeover is here. You either join it at the beginning or eventually you become it. That was corny as fuck. I don't know why I said that, but you gotta put it out into the world. If you believe it hard enough to put it out there into words, that's one you're closer than most people, in my opinion. So, shalom, sabat, salam alaikum, thank you, goodbye, namaste. Take it easy. I love you all, fellas.